Hello there and welcome back to the glorious Reich. We are invading on the Eastern Front, liberating the Polish from the hells of socialism and greeting them to the hells of everything else. What is this? The Union of Britain banishes the royal family. In what is called a merciful decision, the entire British royal family has been banished from the country. No further comments were given by the government spokesman, but a representative of the royal family themselves earlier today, they arrived in Canada and asked for asylum there, which was accepted. Good for you. Good for you. Exiled royal family, extra stability, war support, and division recovery rates. Yeah. The line here is turning relatively red. Relatively, and yours is not exactly holding terribly well. Okay, well the line to the south here, we are going to stop you from killing further of our men. As for the other lines, you are currently stuck. So it might be wise to cease the attacks in a moment. When we run out of fuel at least. Right, let's commission the armies to halt their lines here. And we'll see if they want to counterattack the old Russians. Could also switch the armies between ours and the foreign lot. Could. I lost 300,000 men. We only killed 200,000. That's not good enough. We have killed a lot of the French though. Heck of a lot of the French. So yeah, that's positive notes. They are, however, very strong. What we could do though, we could take over Luxembourg. We could move in there. Let's go, boys. Don't let them in. Don't let the French in. The French are in. That's a shame. I wanted to just quickly take over the Luxembourgish. Ah, excellent. The Turkish Empire would like to join the Axis. I accept. Now, if we could secure the oil, that would be great. I don't exactly have an army to hand. I really don't. I could always move one. We do have this Romanian force here. We could try and sail them over, but we don't own a navy here. We don't have a way to cross safely. So I can't do it unless we walked. We'll have a non-aggression pact with you. Ask for military access through Bulgaria. Good. Military access through your lands. We already have that, of course. Alright. Also, we should fix you guys. You appear to be in between the two armies here. Okay, you gentlemen are going to leave here. And start walking this way. We're going to go across to here, and over to here. You are not going to go by sea. Do you understand me? Ah. Well, I was hoping you would wait. Wait until we had an army ready to push forward a bit easier. Oh no, they are doing their job. That is good. Can we have Iran as well? That'd be... It's just not moving. Barely moving. Still, we do have an army on the way to reinforce that region. Who dares wins. Very good. Right, we'll keep these guys rested for now until we are able to store up some fuel. Do we have any factories? None. Not one. Not fucking one. This isn't working either, so let's just call that back a bit. Because it really wasn't working. And it's not taking... Oh, it was taking up factories. Wait, were these factories here all along? I don't fucking know, but these guys are on their way across, and we'll set them up a front line against the Soviets and attempt to take their oil over here. Come on, conveyor belt. Right, the conveyor belt is done. Let's start a front line, and let's tell these guys to take all along these mountains. Is that where all of the resources are? It's where the main bit of oil is. So they are on their way. However, there is the issue of the Soviet army being too strong in the region, but I'm sure we can take them on. Resource deficiency. East Indies, could you save us there? Barely. Right, as for this though, we have been paused for a while, but we still believe that the enemy is inferior, so I'm going to start the attack again while we have some bit of fuel here. We'll have a run out in a few days, but that's fine for now. Let's give them a go. Oh shit, we've been pushed back over here. Where did this happen? Alright, I don't want to leave that Danish front there open. I also want to make sure my ships are doing their job. They are. Okay, this is an issue. The Green Army here on the Italian front. Yes, you. Yes, we have an non-aggression pact. I should have realised that, or remember that sooner. You guys are going to come over here and support this here force. We need to take over this region. Both of your armies. All three of the armies here. This region must be taken. We are killing a fair few of the men, but this here, this cannot be accepted. This is terrible. Absolutely terrible. And so is the whole people dying over on this front. So we're going to pause you guys again. We have managed to move forward a little bit, and that's good enough for me. Over here, the Romanians are filling in their positions. Very good. How do you feel about the enemy? Inferior. Of course you do. You're Romanians. One of the many masked races on this earth. Right, I need to concentrate over here for a bit. Because we need to take these places back. Oh, of course, the Spanish army is here as well. Right, well if I could get a spare motorized, going through here would be the place to be. Go through the Netherlands. Wipe them off the earth. Take over everything else. What do we do for manpower? Manpower is good, and we have the equipment. Wait. Don't really have the tanks, but we do have motorized. $12 will have to do. Put you out here when you're ready. Although your army is quite strong. Not you, your army is quite strong. But it's still considered risky. I wouldn't want to make a move unless I could steamroll them, because the French could still arrive by sea. Alright, what do you feel about your enemy? Fortified, friendly air superiority. Oh, that's good at least. Wait, what? What do you mean there's not actually air superiority? I was bamboozled. Planes. 3 of you. All of you. So we'll stick these gentlemen over the green front line here, and we'll shore up these defenses here and ensure that the French front holds. This wasn't my idea of a two-front war at all, but we are able to hold this town of Saarbrücken, so we'll go ahead and hold that. We just need to get our aerial dominance again, which we should be able to relatively easily. They're socialists are over after all. Pilots were very commonly the upper class, so fighting against the socialist enemy, you can assume that the pilots were all banished for treason or some bollocks like that. The Eastern Front, the Air Force is doing a very good job. The Caucasus region, however, not so much, but we can blame Turkey for that. Turkey lacks planes, and well, I lack the caring to give them planes. But we do have an extra research here, so let's go for more oil processing. We are struggling for oil. We need oil. We can't have a trade for it. Finland has capitulated. That's a shame, but Afghanistan is still in the war, and they're actually doing a very good job. Our glorious allies of Afghanistan have been supported by the Brazilians and the Japanese, so they're doing a good job. A very good job. So we'll simply leave them to it, and hopefully Iran at some point will be able to join us in the war. Well, hopefully Brazil would join us, because they could... Actually, they're probably better off with just volunteers. I do wish the Argentine League would help out in the same regard. Perhaps if I were to guarantee them... Let's do it. Let's guarantee the independence of the Argentines. Let's hope that they join us. The same with the Venezuelans. We need all of these guys to be involved here. So if they could, that would be great. But at least Brazil has managed to send about 3 divisions to each of our allies here. So that adds up. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. There's 7. 7 times 3 is 21. So there's 21 divisions from Brazil throughout our realm. I am, however, very irritated by this. I look away for a second. We all, however, try to push them back. Let's see how it goes. If we can at least take this, it's a good start. Let's also research more about artillery here. Better artillery, well, better. Let's just start trying to take back this region, because that is my radio tower. This isn't Far Cry. You can't just simply take my radio towers and get away with it. I will retaliate. The Soviet fronts, they're still not pushing. We have killed 300,000 of them, but we lost 400,000 in the attempt, so it's very backwards here. The Romanian army in Turkey, though, we should get them to try and take the oil over here. They have the chance to take the oil. They don't seem to want to take the oil. How are they doing for manpower? Oh shit, the Spanish have arrived in Yugoslavia. They're doing alright for manpower, but I need to recall some more forces and secure the region here. The armies in the region seem to be doing a job at stopping them, but that's not good enough. Italy would be so useful here, but they would rather attack Greece, which might drag them into war with our enemies. No, Greece is actually guaranteed by Britain, so maybe maybe the Italians will simply go to war with Britain instead. If we could get the Bulgarians again in the region, that would be terrific. But I might just recall another one of the foreign armies here. The Yugoslav army makes the most sense. We're actually going to do that. We're going to call them back. That leaves only 3 foreign divisions on the Eastern Front, but that's fine. What we'll do is we'll get these guys to simply surround this force here, and we'll get the Yugoslavs to take back their land against these barbaric Spanish, who should be very weak at the moment. In fact, they've already got themselves cut off. The Yugoslavs might have been able to handle this themselves, but I don't trust them enough. Last thing we need is Croatia to capitulate, or Yugoslavia to capitulate, so we're going to get in here as soon as we can and hopefully hold them the fuck off, really. So if we could actually get rid of that as well and just have a full generic front line all the way across, that'd be great. I'm just not sure if they have the front line capacity to be able to deal with this here. Oh good, ace pilots. Very useful. Actually threatening Ljubljana over here, that's not what I'm after, but we do have the opportunity to move in, so Eberhard Hell will be told to advance. Italy again requests to join the faction, but I will again decline them because they're a liability. We don't need them getting navally invaded and all that. If they want to do it, they can do it on their own conscience. I don't need my forces distracted. Also, I still want this radio tower, so if we could, that'd be great. Rubber processing technology has advanced, and I guess we'll do it again. No, I'm going to go for the MG45 here, and we'll see if we can strengthen up our forces there. The main concern, though, is still oil, so I'm going to see where else we could trade for oil. Mexico? Huh. Problem is, I am being blockaded to fuck here. So, process... consumption is 5,000 above process. The Netherlands, we could get a bit out of them. Otherwise, Peru, but our naval routes are just destroyed by the French Navy at the moment. However, the Russians are attacking us on Eastern Front, so we should be able to grind their forces a fair amount here. They're not going to get through our line. Maybe on the Turkish front, but Turkish front can go fuck itself. I ain't got time for that. Eberhard Hell, however, does have time for taking over these regions, and if we secure the port of Split, we will be able to surround their forces and force them all to capitulation. And we have. They have no exit port. Oh wait, yeah they do in Reich. Well, let's take Reich as well then. There's no requirement to let your enemies get out safely, so we'll push the advantage there. We still haven't taken our radio tower, but it's quite a positive war score. Hopefully we do manage soon enough, because I want that radio tower back. And we've got it. Good. So we're going to tell this army to push into this direction here. Greece joined the Comintern. That's no good. I was hoping they would join the British. The British are allied to Mexico and India and supporting all of our enemy forces. I don't want them at war with me, but Italy now is at war with the Comintern. But not the French. Ah, even worse. God damn it, Greece. You joined the wrong enemy here. Damn it. If they joined the French, that would have been... No. It would have made life too easy. We don't want that. Life with no challenges, there's no point to it. But there is a point to taking Bitburg back, so we will tell the army to attempt that mission. Also, of all of you guys, could you move into here at all? They don't fancy it. They don't fancy being able to go into this region. That's a shame. But we did retake the radio tower, so good for us. We can continue the propaganda throughout the Rhineland and the French front. But France is really massacring their own manpower on our front here, so yeah, they're already at 0 reserve with 5%, so we're doing a very good job. We've killed 1 million Frenchmen while only losing 130,000 in the attempt, so we're doing very good on that. But the Eastern Front, that's where we're struggling a bit more. We've killed only 800,000 Russians to 470,000 losses, which sounds good, but compared to what we are usually able to achieve on the Eastern Front, it isn't terribly good at all. However, the Turkish line is holding and the Afghans are advancing. The Afghans are actually conquering, what's it called? Uzbekistan at the moment, so good for them. Also, we have volunteer requests from Japan. I'm surprised Japan is willing to send volunteers, seeing as we did act against them earlier. So I accidentally rejected that, but it makes sense that we wouldn't be getting volunteers from Japan. We sent nearly 200,000 men to fight against them in China, so them supporting us is a bit illogical. I'm sure they would hold a grudge to some sort of degree. Right, we need more oil. More oil. There is no more oil. Dutch East Indies could give us a little bit, so we'll try them. And then Mexico could give us a little bit more. The US has the oil, but they're not able to get it to us. In fact, our gain has gone down. Our supply usage has not. I'm not about to tell my navy to go to port, because if we did that, the French would move in through naval invasions. The Air Force is actually using the most oil, however, so I'm not sure what I can do there. We need more planes on the Western Front and the Eastern Front, so I'm not going to do that. Our best hope is to get oil from the Caucasus, but we need to rely on Turkey's army there, so I won't expect it to happen anytime soon. However, Eberhard Hell has nearly won back Yugoslavia. They've, however, re-landed again, so havoc. Absolute havoc. Why can't the Yugoslavs defend themselves? We'll, however, send guys back over there again. And then Eberhard Hell, he'll just stay on the coastline, I guess. And it's a shame about Greece as well. I would have liked to have had them on my side, but they, in their infinite wisdom, said, hey, we're just going to join this guy instead. Also, these are British forces. Why are there British forces landing? They're not at war with me. They're not at war with anyone. Oh, we'll start our next Kampfflüge. Kampfgruppe. I'm not good with my German pronunciation, but the Kampfgruppe, we will research that and get some more doctrine going on. I still want this land, so if we could, that'd be great. And Greece is now at war with me. If only Bulgaria had joined our faction, we would be able to move in there and deal with them. Argentina, Brazil. We're going to see if we can actually save a few points here. So we're going to cancel it in Brazil and in Argentina, because they're both very, very fascist at the moment, so there's no real need to do anything there. But as for the episode, that'll do here. The next time, we're just going to get Ernest Eberhard Hell to secure Yugoslavia, and then we'll use his foreign corp army to guard the entire coast. I can't be having these French keep relanding and relanding. I don't have a navy in the region, so we'll have to do that, and we'll attempt to take back this this part of Moselland and take back Saarbrücken. I'm sure that's about to fall, and of course conquer Luxembourg. But that'll do for this episode. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.